Aztec Builders is proud to present the Torrey Highlands Park Stormwater Capture and Reuse Project for the City of San Diego. My name is Katie Reitman, and I am the project manager of Aztec Builders. Our team consists of environmental engineers Tazio Rosenberg and Carlene Masser, as well as structural engineer Zara Al-Rashid, and civil engineers Hamoud Ajima, Ahmad Alisa, and Abram Alatar. Torrey Highlands Park is located in Torrey Pines, California, on a ridge just to the north of Torrey Pines High School. This is a locally known destination spot for dog owners, child playground climbers, and yoga enthusiasts, as well as marks the entrance of a popular hiking trail. This park sits on a 360-foot elevation plateau with steep gullies on the west, north, and east edges. The Torrey Pines High School baseball field marks the boundary to the south. Surrounded by native plants and a gorgeous view of the canyon and adjacent neighborhood, this has become a favorite location among Torrey Pines residents to breathe in the fresh ocean breeze air and catch some vitamin D. The objective of this project is to design an efficient, sustainable, and cost-effective stormwater capture and reuse system that will treat and store rainwater to be used for the irrigation of the Torrey Highlands Park. By designing a durable, long-lasting system, reusing stormwater that would be wasted otherwise, and helping the park conserve water, this project will emphasize sustainable development and economic efficiency.
My name is Tazio Rosenberg, environmental engineer for Aztec Builders, and I will be discussing the design approach and the hydrology study. For the design approach, Aztec Builders wanted to address cost, efficiency, minimizing the impact on the park, and sustainability. A low construction cost would lead to a cheaper design, which would make the construction of the park much more feasible. An efficient system would have low maintenance and operations costs, which would also help keep the costs of the park low. Minimizing the impact on the park was a priority for Aztec Builders because we wanted the park to remain operational throughout the construction process, and we also felt it was very important to address sustainability throughout the design because we wanted to maximize the positive environmental impact that this design could have on the park. The hydrology study was performed as per San Diego County hydrology study guidelines to determine the peak 10 and 100-year runoff flows of the park. The study was performed with existing topography data, rainfall intensity data, and cover material of the park. The applications of this hydrology study were widespread and important throughout the design process. Firstly, it helped determine the type of collection system that we would use. The hydrology study determined where runoff could be collected, which helped determine what type of system Aztec Builders wanted to put in place. It also helped us determine the irrigation needs of the park, which was important for storage tank sizing, because the hydrology study determined infiltration data, which determined how much extra water we would need for irrigation. The hydrology study was also important for sizing the system for both treatment and pipe sizing because it determined the flow rates that we would need to have throughout the system.
Hi again, my name is Katie Reitman, project manager of Aztec Builders. I'll be discussing the geotechnical and ecological study of the project. By exploring the existing conditions of the soil composition and ecology, the purpose of the study is to determine a safe excavation depth and the water requirements of the landscaping that will remain in place. The objective is to provide options for the most cost-effective design of underground structures while maintaining the current beauty of the park and reducing water usage efficiently. A geotechnical evaluation revealed that the site contains a sandy silt soil known as Capistrano sandy loam. Based on the soil type and other characteristics, it was determined that the site can be safely excavated and that the underground structures could be subjected to additional loading if the excavation depth exceeds 13.6 feet. An ecological evaluation of the vegetation on site also revealed the park's water demands. It was determined that approximately 5 acres of the park will require irrigation, and it was calculated that 580,000 gallons of water per month will be needed to meet the park's irrigation needs.
My name is Hamoud Al-Juma, civil engineer for Aztec Builders, and I'm going to focus on the capture system. Our priority for the capture system was to maximize the stormwater collection while minimizing the cost. Aztec Builders found that the current stormwater capture infrastructure had the capacity to capture 87% of the available runoff. And to capture the additional 13% of the runoff collection, ditches would need to be constructed along the northern edge of the park. Aztec builders recommend retrofitting the current storm drains because retrofitting the storm drains is the most cost-effective way to capture the water. Not only does it require little construction, it also requires no power input to move the water to the treatment system. This capture system is also easily captures enough water to exceed realistic storage capacities.
Hi, my name is Carlene Masser, and I'm an environmental engineer who focused on the water treatment design portion of the project. The purpose of this section was to determine the anticipated pollutants of concern within the stormwater, to determine the treatment requirements for using the water for irrigation, and to design an efficient and cost-effective stormwater treatment system. Based off of the location of the park, it was determined that the pollutants of concern will likely be sediment, debris, and pathogens from dog waste. When researching the treatment requirements, it proved to be a legislative gray area, and thus flexibility within the system is important due to the fact that these requirements will likely be updated soon. And when designing the water treatment system as a whole, it was sized based off a 10-year peak flow rate. To handle this peak flow rate, Aztec Builders recommends this prefabricated vault system from Fabco Industries. The system, along with its dimensions, is shown here on the left. And the unique aspect of it is that it includes cartridges that target specific pollutants, and thus the treatment train can be tailored. And Aztec Builders recommends the red standard cartridge and the yellow pathogens cartridge.
Hello everyone, I am Zara Al-Rashid. I'm the structure engineer for this project. I will be explaining my part of this project, which is the storage tank design. The purpose is to determine the size of the storage tank, the building material, and to design a cost-efficient storage tank. For the findings, a hydrology study has been conducted as shown in the figure above to properly size and design a cost-efficient storage system. Next, the building material that will be used is reinforced concrete and steel reinforcing bars due to its rigidity, ability to resist loads, soil pressure, and long life cycle as shown in the figure below. Based on a cost-benefit analysis, Aztec Builders recommends approximately 65,000 gallons, which when converted into feet, would be 9,000 cubic feet of reinforced concrete of the storage capacity for Torrey Highlands Park. Based on the calculations that were made, the storage tank dimensions for the 65,000 gallon is 45 feet long by 20 feet wide by 10 feet deep tank.
My name is Ibrahim Al-Attar, a civil engineer for Aztec Builders. I'm going to discuss the distribution system. The purpose of the distribution system is to design and control the water flow for the system and to have an accurate measurement of the pipes and pump size to supply the irrigation system of the park. After a careful look to the project location, we found that there are 3 existing drains that will help us reduce cost for both design and construction, as well as pipe sizing. Also, we found out that the gravity-fed pipes has a typical slope of 1.6 to 2% that will be considered for the design. Aztec Builders' recommendations are utilizing the findings in the park, so pipelines will maintain a 1.6% slope for each gravity-fed structure, and for the all new structure they will be within a close vicinity of each other to reduce pipe costs and maintain our target slope. Lastly, a 2 to 5 horsepower sump pump will be used in the system for the best water flow and pressure from the underground water storage to the irrigation system.
My name is Ahmed Alisa, civil engineer for Aztec Builders. I will be discussing the irrigation system for the park. The water requirements for the site is 581,848 gallons per month, which was determined using the water budget tool. We also found out that the hottest months of the year are from May to October, and we will need to water the plants fully on these months. Other months like January, where the average precipitation is 2.52 inches, we will need to stop the systems from watering since there is enough water from precipitation. In order to make the most efficient system, we will need both drip and spray irrigation. Aztec Builders recommends replacing parts of the existing sprayer with drip irrigation, which will be more efficient and could save nearly 19% of water. Aztec Builders also recommends using the Rainbird control. It allows us to control multiple systems in one control, which will be useful in the months with high precipitation.
In closing, a hydrological study determined the quantity of rainfall available for capture. A geotechnical and ecological study evaluated the existing site soil conditions and the park vegetation's water demands. Subsequently, an efficient capture system was explored with the goal of capturing as much stormwater as possible for a reasonable cost. To ensure the safety of both park visitors and the environment, a water treatment system was implemented to treat the stormwater before it is used for irrigation, while adhering to City of San Diego guidelines. With the goal of storing enough stormwater to irrigate the park during non-rainy months, a storage tank was designed based on the site constraints, practicality, and cost. The distribution system among each of these elements provided the appropriate slopes and pipe sizing. And lastly, a cost-effective irrigation system was redesigned for the most efficient use of water for the park. With each step, cost, sustainability, practicality, and environmental impacts were at the forefront of Aztec Builders' considerations. Thank you.